Hello students, let's solve the next example. That is, first example is give addition and multiplication tables for 2z by 8z. First of all, what is 2z by 8z? So we have by definition r over a is r plus a, where r belongs to r. Means we are completing this a complete. This a is a complete set, and we add one by one each element of given ring to the A. Okay. So 2z plus 2z by 8z, what it will be? 2z by 8z will be, by this definition, this 8z as it is, we add elements from 2z, that is r plus 8z, such that this r belongs to 2z. Now let us construct this set. Now let us first of all find out what is 2z and 8z. For that we need z first. What is z? 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 plus minus 3, this is z. 2z will be, we multiply it by 2. 8z will be, we multiply z by 8. Okay. Now let us, by this definition, so we have to add r in 8z, r belongs to 2z, means we have to add these elements one by one in this 8z. Okay. So let us first add 0 to this 8z. So 0 plus 8z will be this 8z as it is, we can write it as, we take the negative terms, 0 positive terms. Next, let us add 2 here, 2 plus 8z. So after adding 2 in the above or 2 in 8z, we get this set. Okay, we are adding 2 in each of these elements. Then 4 plus 8z, we are adding 4 in each of these elements, we get this element. Then 6 plus 8z, okay, so we get this set. Similarly, now here you can see, then 8 plus 8z, let us add 8 to this 8z, so we get this set. Now you can see here, this 0 plus 8z, this set is same to be 8 plus 8z, okay. And after adding the positive terms from 2z, now let us add negative terms. Let us add minus 2. Minus 2 plus 8z will be this set, and this set is similar to this set, means minus 2 plus 6z is same as 6 plus 8z. So finally, if we calculate all such sets, what we get? There are only 4 distinct sets. Okay. So here we have written 0 plus 8z and 8 plus 8z are same. Similarly, 6 plus 8z and minus 2 plus 8z are same. Continuing in this way, the only distinct elements of 2z by 8z are, so distinct elements are 0 plus 8z, 2 plus 8z, 4 plus 8z and 6 plus 8z. Okay. So there are 4 elements in the set R over A. So we have to, what the question? Give addition and multiplication table for this set. So there are total 4 elements. So we will form the addition table and multiplication table. So what is addition table? Addition, these 4 elements we write here. Okay. 0 plus 8z, 2 plus 8z, 4 plus 8z, 6 plus 8z. Here also we have written these 4 elements, 0 plus 8z, 2 plus 8z, like this. Now addition, element wise. Now here keep this 8z as it is. By definition, what we do? Addition of 0 plus 0, 0. Addition of 0 plus 2, 2. Addition of 0 plus 4, 4. Addition of 0 plus 6, 6. Next, addition of 2 plus 0, 2. 2 plus 2, 4. 2 plus 4, 6. 2 plus 6, 8, but 8 is same as 0 in 8z, so we have written 8 here. Okay. So see, similarly we will form addition table here. So this last element is 6 plus 6, 12. 12 is same as 4 in 8z. So this is the addition table. Similarly, we will form the multiplication table. So here we construct the table. Here is multiplication. These 4 elements we have written here. So this 8z is keep as it is. Multiplication of 0 plus 0, 0. 0 into 2, 0, like this. Here 4 into 4, 16. 16 is 0 in 8z. 4 into 6, 24, which is 0 in 8z. Okay. 6 into 2, 12. 12 is same as 4 in 8z. In this way, we have constructed multiplication table. So similar to it, the next example, prepare multiplication table for the ring 3z over 9z. So what will be the elements of 3z over 9z? 3z over 9z means we keep 9z as it is and add the elements of 3z one by one. So 3z over 9z is r plus 9z, where r belongs to 3z. That is, so if we, as the previous example, if we construct the sets for all these elements, then finally we get that there are total 3 distinct elements. We get 3 distinct sets, so that is, these 3 distinct elements are belongs to 3z over 9z. So similarly, by using the definition, we construct the multiplication table. Here we have written 3 elements, and here also we have written, and in between what we have done, multiplication of elements one by one. So next two examples are similar. Okay, this is prepare multiplication table for z over 4z, that is r plus 4z. There are total 4 elements. In next also we have to prepare multiplication table for 2z over 6z. Okay, so here we get total 3 distinct elements. So you can do this, you can prepare these 2 multiplication tables, take it as an exercise. Now let us move towards next definition, that is maximal ideal. Now as name suggests, the ideal which will be maximal. So what is its definition? A maximal ideal offering R is an ideal capital M different from R, such that there is no proper ideal N of R properly containing M. Means what? What is maximal ideal? Consider capital M is maximal ideal. First of all, it should not be equal to R. It must be less than R, and it should not, and there is no proper ideal N of R properly containing M. Means what? M should not be contained in another ideal different from, means this M should not be contained in another ideal N which is different from R. This condition should not be there. That is, there must not be such N containing M. Means what? That M must be maximal ideal. Okay, that is definition of maximal ideal. Next is a statement of theorem. Let R be a commutative ring with unity, then M is a maximal ideal of R if and only if R over M is a field. We are just taking the statement of it. Remember the statement. What is given? R is commutative ring with unity. Capital M is maximal ideal. Capital M maximal ideal if and only if R over M is a field. It is if and only if condition. Means what? If M is maximal ideal, then R over M will be the field. Conversely, if R over M is a field, then M will be maximal ideal. Next is the definition of prime ideal. Now what is prime ideal? An ideal N not equal to R. Any ideal, capital N, it is not equal to ring in a commutative ring R is a prime ideal if AB, A into B belongs to N, implies either A belongs to N or B belongs to N for A and B belongs to R. What is definition of prime ideal? Any ideal which is not equal to R. Capital N is a prime ideal if the product of two elements from a ring belongs to N, then at least one of the element must belongs to N. Okay. Now here note that 0 is always a prime ideal in Z. Now let us solve another example. Now let us, here is one note, Z cross 0 is a prime ideal of Z cross Z. If we consider Z cross Z as a ring, then Z cross 0 is a prime ideal. How is it? Now consider AB into CD belongs to Z cross Z. Okay, consider this product belongs to Z cross Z. This product belongs to Z cross Z. Now by definition of prime ideal, what we have to show, if the product belongs to Z cross Z, then either this first element belongs to Z cross Z or second element. Now this product belongs to Z cross 0. Means what? What is this product? AC comma BD belongs to Z cross 0. Means what? BD is equal to 0. Okay. Now BD is equal to 0 in Z. Product is 0 means definitely either B is 0 or D is 0. If B is 0 means what? B is 0 means from this element we are saying B is 0 means AB belongs to Z cross 0. Or if product is 0, B is 0. Or what? D is 0. D 0 means what? In this element D is 0 means what? we can definitely say that CD belongs to Z cross 0. So what we have shown, if this product of two elements belong to Z cross 0, then either first element belongs to this set or second element belongs to this set. Therefore, we can say Z cross 0 is a prime ideal of Z cross Z. Next theorem is similar to the previous for the maximal ideal. The corresponding means similar to that, the another theorem for the prime ideal is, let R is a commutative ring with unity and let n not equal to R is ideal in R. Then R over n is an integral domain if and only if n is a prime ideal. What is given? R is a commutative ring with unity and n is not equal to R. N is any ideal, okay? Then R over n is an integral domain if and only if n is a prime ideal. If and only if means if R over n is integral domain, then definitely n is a prime ideal. Conversely, if n is a prime ideal, then R over n is an integral domain. We are not taking the proofs of this theorem, just remember the statements properly. So which important points we have seen up to? So for a commutative ring R with unity, first, an ideal M of R is a maximal if and only if R over M is a field. Okay, an ideal M of R is maximal ideal if and only if R over M is a field. Second, an ideal N of R is prime ideal if and only if R over N is an integral domain. From these two statements, we can write another statement that every maximal ideal of R is a prime ideal. How we can write so? What is our first statement? If M is a maximal, if from first statement, if M is a maximal ideal, so from this definitely R over M will be the field. We know that every field is an integral domain, so we can write R over M is an integral domain. And by this second statement, if and only, means here is if and only if condition, means if R over N is an integral domain, then N is a field. So here R over M is the integral domain, so here R over N is the integral domain, then what? N is prime ideal. An ideal N of R is prime. So using that, R over M is integral domain, so M will be prime ideal. So using these first two statements, what we get? If M is a maximal ideal, so definitely M will be the prime ideal. But the converse of this is not true, that every prime ideal need not be maximal ideal. So the corollary is, this third point is the corollary. It states that every maximal ideal in a commutative ring R with unity is a prime ideal. The proof is same to this. Okay, we have just seen how we can prove if maximal R over M is a field, every field is an integral domain, so R over M is integral domain, and as if it is integral domain, then M must be prime ideal. Now let us solve some examples. Find all ideals of Z12, hence find maximal ideal and prime ideal. First of all, which are elements of Z12? 0, 1 up to 11. So let us first find out the ideals. So first, generated by 0. So that will be 0. So before solving this example, first now let us see the definition of principal ideal, and then we will solve this example. So what is principal ideal? If R is a commutative ring with unity and A is any element of R, okay, R is a commutative ring with unity, A is any element of R, then the ideal of the ideal which set R belongs to R, means if we are taking the particular element of R and multiplying each element of a ring by A, we are taking A of R and multiplying each element of a ring by A, we get this set. Okay, the ideal RA of all multipliers of A is the principal ideal generated by A and is denoted by, in this square bracket, A. In this bracket, A. Okay, an ideal N of R is a principal ideal if ideal is generated by this single element for some A belongs to R. Then we say that ideal is a principal ideal. For example, now every ideal of a ring Z is of the form Nz. We have seen the example. every ideal of Z is of the form NZ. Means what? It is generated by N, therefore every ideal in Z is a principal ideal. Another example, the ideal generated by X in Fx consists of all polynomials in Fx having zero constant term. There will be no constant term. So this is definition of principal ideal and examples. Now let us solve that previous example. The example is find all ideals of Z12 and hence find maximal ideal and prime ideal. So there are some examples and theorems on principal ideal we will see in the next lecture. Let's stop here. Thank you.